President Trump is doing what he can to try to make sure this ceasefire holds. Now, here's a message he posted about an hour ago on Truth Social. Israel, do not drop those bombs. If you do, it is a major violation. Bring your pilots home now. Israel's defense minister says Iran violated the agreement by launching 2 ballistic missiles that were intercepted by Israel's military. Iran denies firing the missiles, but Israel has reportedly instructed its military to continue air attacks targeting Tehran. President Trump announced the ceasefire just hours after Iran tried to retaliate against the U.S. for its airstrikes on Iran's nuclear program. Iranian missiles could be seen being blown up above a U.S. military base in Qatar. There was minimal damage, no injuries, no U.S. response. Now, posting last night on social media, President Trump wrote in part, "This is a war that could have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't and never will." Vice President J.D. Vance says the administration hopes this is an opportunity to bring lasting peace to the Middle East. Now, members of Congress will receive a classified briefing today from the White House. One topic sure to come up: satellite images showing what appeared to be a line of trucks outside one of Iran's nuclear sites in the days leading up to the U.S. strike. It's unclear if any uranium supplies were moved. There are concerns Iran's stash of enriched uranium remains unaccounted for.
They have the technical know-how. They can assemble a cascade of centrifuges in a basement somewhere. They have the uranium. So if they're still hell-bent on acquiring a weapon, that's something that we obviously have to impede.
House Minority Leader, Democrat Hakeem Jeffries, says he has seen zero evidence that Iran's nuclear program was totally obliterated, as the president has claimed. Jeffries added, quote, "We will see what happens at the classified briefing," which again is set for this afternoon in Washington. Dan Godwin on Good Day.
Yes, Brandon, this situation is ongoing. We'll show you what fire crews are closely monitoring right now. You could actually see some smoke coming through the roof. That's been happening for about the last 30 minutes. There's crews on the roof and surrounding the building. I mean, it's taken so much water to put a lot of this fire out. There's a rush of steady streaming water that you could see coming out of the building. That's been happening for hours. At around 3 o'clock this morning, fire sparked at this building again. Crews took care of the problem pretty quickly. Smoke billowed as firefighters are working to battle the continuation of the Cooper apartment complex fire all night. Crews were on watch for hot spots in a situation that's been difficult to completely contain. Yesterday, 150 firefighters and 50 fire trucks were called to the complex on West Rosedale Street. Residents say they could smell smoke in the hallways and immediately got out with a few belongings. A maintenance worker actually called 911 after seeing flames while working on the roof. Fire Chief Jim Davis says the building is well constructed, which of course is great, but it is causing issues. Rubber roof material designed to keep water out did just exactly that, making their jobs challenging to douse the flames.
Public needs to know we're doing the absolute best we can with a real difficult situation. So we have to get up there. We've tried to open up the roof. We're trying to get up underneath it as well. We have to basically dismantle the building that they've erected.
The entire building suffered smoke and water damage. Crews say there are nearly 400 units, 96% occupied. Red Cross is providing help for residents at one safe place off 1100 Hemphill Street. There's water, snacks, comfort kits. They're working on housing solutions as well. Animal Control was also here late last night working to bring out around 25 to 30 pets who were unaccounted for. Now, the cause of this fire is still under investigation. We know yesterday 7 people were treated. At least 6 of those were from heat exhaustion. Fire crews have been here working around the clock, monitoring those hot spots. They're going to continue to do that throughout the morning. Back to you.
Now, Lauren, the Lieutenant Governor and Governor Abbott are typically on the same page, but they now find themselves at odds over Senate Bill 3. And the bill would have banned all recreational low-dose consumable THC, but just before midnight Monday, Governor Abbott vetoed that legislation. Abbott said in a statement that the outright ban would be quickly challenged in court, suggesting there should be more regulation on the industry instead. Now lawmakers are being called back next month for a special session to pass a bill that Abbott can support. Patrick says he wishes the governor had expressed his concerns to lawmakers during the regular session.
Where was he on this bill? He could have talked to us at any time. The speaker, myself, members, he didn't never discuss this.
We have said from the start, the Texas VFW is for regulation. We wanted to regulate this bill. We worked with Chairman King in the House on a regulation bill, and it was a decent bill when it hit the Senate floor.
Dave Walden is the Texas VFW state commander. Veterans and others dealing with chronic pain or PTSD have turned to legalized THC products for relief. And Walden says consumable THC has helped him when opioids did not. And since 2020, more than 8,000 stores have popped up across Texas selling these THC products. And Patrick claims regulation is impossible with that many locations. Brandon.
A 27-year-old woman is facing a DWI charge after police say she lost control of her car and ended up crashing it into a home. The family living inside the home says she crashed into a child's bedroom. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager spoke to that family today. Peyton?
Hi, Steve. And the majority of the damage to that home is where a 2-year-old boy goes to sleep at night. So Saturday evening, the family was winding down, getting ready for bed, but thankfully no one was in that room.
Everything stopped for us, but kept moving for everybody else.
Inside this South Fort Worth home, you can see what the McAnellys were doing at 8:04 Saturday evening, like Ben McAnelly's unfinished puzzle. His wife, Marcia, was in the kitchen. 3 children, ages 12, 10, and 2, scattered across the house off Steinberg Lane, when the family was spared by only a few inches.
Physically being in the center of thunder.
I was standing right here, and Wes was on the corner of the couch right there, and now it stopped right here.
A speeding red Toyota sedan barreled into the front of the home, through their 2-year-old's bedroom, and stopped in the living room. The family escaped the home without any injuries. Police took 27-year-old Aliana Batista Hernandez into custody following a field sobriety test. Hernandez was charged with driving while intoxicated.
Her car ate his mattress, his crib, and his stuffies, and they were all stuck in her wheel well.
Monday afternoon, Hernandez's front bumper was left behind in the McAnellys' boarded-up home, propped up against a wall where their 2-year-old son, Wes, usually lays his head at night.
We're so grateful for everyone to not be hurt and not to come out of this unscathed. But at the same time, we have to rebuild everything that we've worked for the last 17 years.
The McAnellys are temporarily staying in a hotel. The American Red Cross has already reached out to them. As for moving back in, they tell me they do not want to move back into that home. They will clean up the mess and eventually move out in somewhere else in Fort Worth. They tell me they've had other close calls with out-of-control drivers, and they do not want to take that chance again. Steve?
Yeah, enough is enough. One of those kind of things, huh? Okay, all right. Peyton Yeager in Fort Worth. Thanks.